Hello friends. So in this practice project 1 video series, so far we have completed understanding, planning, building, deploying and automating the project. So in this video, let's see how to handle issues and troubleshooting and how to handle changes of the package and maintenance and a few more things related to parameters and SSIS catalog environments. So let's see how to do this issue analysis. So let's take one issue case scenario. So go back to our task and we have designed our task to handle the today's date files only, right? What if the package failed for yesterday's date? So due to some reasons, the package was failed and you want to re-execute the package today, or because of server maintenance the job wasn't triggered yesterday and now you have to trigger it again for yesterday's file, then then it's not possible to do the way we designed, right? So let's take a look at that scenario now. And now go back to the file. Now let's change the source file as 25th yesterday's date and go to package again and execute now. So it gives an error because there is no file with today's date in the folder, right? So in this case, so how to handle this case? So that's why I have created the variable in this order. So the first one is file path, which is a static connection, which has the date part YYYMMDD. So and the second actual SF connection string, this is the actual dynamic string that I am using in the connection managers, right? But so this connection string is using file path and updating this YYYMMDD format as this, right? So in this case, so let's change our file path to today's date, yesterday's file, actual the issue file, and the target connection as well, 2020 04 25. Okay, now like execute the package. So because the variables so executed and file generated in the target location, right? So now go back here, stop the package, and notice target path. um, so the path is using the file path. So SF connection string is using file path and replacing YYMMDD format as today's date. So if we don't have this YYMMDD format in the file paths, both of these file paths, then it won't update anything. It will not update anything. So that's why it can consider the file path if we can change the file path in the file path. Okay. So it's worked now. So if we pass this manually here, then it can consider that file easily without changing anything in the package. We can just modify the connection string in the variables. So now let's see how to handle this in the server itself, in this case scenario in the server itself. Instead of going to package designer and execute from here manually, we can, if we face this scenario in future anytime, then we can handle this case in the server itself by using parameters configuration, and we can execute that package in the server itself instead of going this here. Okay, so now let's see how to handle that. So in order to handle that, let's change it back to YYYYMMDD again. Okay, now here just evaluate, then it updates to the current date, evaluate, updates to the current date. Okay, now close it. Okay, now in order to modify the package in that way, we have to use the project parameters instead of the variables. Okay, now let's create the project parameters like source file sf connection string, sorry, not sf connection string, source file path as string, and another variable called target file path as string. Now go back to control flow and go back to variables. Now copy this form file path to source connection, and this file path, target file path, to target file path connection. So now here you can remove from here file path and target path. Okay, now SF connection. Now go here and change to this project parameters. So this one package parameters. Sorry, uh, this is package parameters because we now converting that into package parameters in the package level, not in the project parameters. So we want to enable it for only package, not for project. Okay, so package parameters, go instead of this path here, I want to use this evaluate. So it's showing the path correctly, and okay. Now again go back to this one target, and instead of this change the package parameter, evaluate again, so it's showing. So now we've changed that to package parameters just to handle, just to deploy this into SSIS cat. It will be useful when we deploy into server. Okay, now let's go to save again. Now execute if you want. It gives you an error because we don't have file with today's date. Okay, now executing. Now deploy again. Deploy. Next, next, connect, next, replace it. Replaced. Now go back to server and refresh the projects. Now right click, configure, connection managers. So you will see two connection managers parameters, right? So here, so now let's go back to the scenario. So now let's go to 25 here, 25. Okay, so otherwise 23, any date, 23rd date. Now change that, change whenever we want to execute the package with a changed connection, then we can directly change the path here. So copy this path and edit value, go back here and change to the issue file path. 23rd is the issue file path in this case. Click OK, and again copy this, paste again. Issue file path is 2020-04-23, right? Now click OK. OK. Now go to server. Now execute the job again. So now it generates It considers that 23rd date file as input and generates 23rd dates report in the target folder. Success, right? Close and go back to source target folder and see that 23rd date file. So this is how we can use parameters, package parameters, to handle issue case scenarios and at server level, not at the package design level. So let's analyze one more issue here. So let's say we got some errors in source file and we want to troubleshoot without opening the package. Then it's not possible. It is possible in the server by going into the here, right click reports and standard all executions. And if you want to look at from the table at the table level, then you can also uh, enable the logging from here. So that is also an important step in our project. So before we deploy into production environment, we have to make sure it logging is enabled at project level, and stores all the logging information in a table or in a file, wherever you prefer. So let's enable logging, and I would like to store that into a SQL server. So yes, add, and then configure our connection, new connection. So I would like to store into SSIS practice database and OK. So now select this checkbox, then it enables this, and now select this one. Now go to details, and here what information would you like to log? So I would like to log only on error, uh, on query cancelled, on task failed, and on pre-execute. Okay, I want only these four events to be logged in our table. Now let's click OK. So it's a log connection, right? Let's rename it to log db connection. Now save it and redeploy the package. Next, next, connect, next, deploy. Close. Now go back to here, and so let's execute. Let's modify the paths. We made changes to the kind of configuration, right? Like to load the only issue file. So remember, we have to modify it to the normal actual connection string after once our loading is completed for the issue. So this is a one-time task. This is a manual editing in the server, not in the designer. Okay, so it's simple. We just need to follow this way for one file load whenever we face an issue. Instead of going and opening the package, we can just modify from here. So that's an advantage. Now make it old connection. Go back to make setting to the old default connection string and OK. And here also go to use default value. OK. OK. Now let's try to execute this package. Now it gives an error, right? Because we don't have file in the source folder. We made changes to the, so let's see. We don't have file with today's date. So it should give an error as the file doesn't exist, was not existed. So it's failed. So let's see the issue. So let's see. with by using the table that log table that we've created just now. So now let's go to SSIS practice database and go to tables, and now go to sys tables. Then you will see sys SSIS log. Now select. So let's see. So the source is state payments summary report, and the task is this one. So these are the steps that it has generated. So there is an event, right, on error. So we need to check that event, and it's failed because of cannot open the data file. So it is logging everything in the package execution. So you can verify this log, or you can have another job created to notify about these errors to your email. Okay, so this is how we can automate. We need to automate, and we can have even more advanced logging and advanced techniques to automate and auditing everything. But this is a good practice as well. But we also have other ways and advanced techniques ways to even more better handle this kind of projects and all. But this is also a very good project automation. Please comment if you have any questions. I hope this playlist video series was useful. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel for more videos and more advanced project series like this. Thanks for watching my video.